very good evening, gentlemen, ladies. My name is Xenia Fernandez, and what a pleasure it is to be standing here and welcoming all of you to the 23rd edition of CREDAI NatCon Singapore 2025. And yes, we are at the iconic Sands Expo and Convention Center in Singapore. And as you can see, I am still trying to get attention of so many of you. So for those of you whose attention I already have, can you help me out here by putting your hands together in a big thunderous round of applause? Let's begin by talking about this year's theme. Real estate rising, Bharat soaring, $30 trillion vision. But this is not just a slogan, or as we say in Hindi, a nara. This is a mind shift. This is a declaration of intent. India today, we all know, stands at a very historic inflection point. We have a young demographic, digital transformation, a governance that aligns with our vision of infrastructure and housing for all. And therefore, our real estate sector, all of us here in the room, we are no longer just about buildings and projects. We are about nation building, because every smart township, every smart city, every sustainable housing project contributes not just to homes and workplaces, but to India's vision of building a nation and becoming a $30 trillion economy. Now, NatCon is not just another convention. I call it a movement of ideas. This stage, my dear friends, is going to be a space where visionaries, where policy makers, where thought leaders, where entrepreneurs are all going to join us. And we're all together going to discuss how we can chart the course of our industry and its future. And for all of you who've been at NatCon even in the previous years, you'll agree with me when I say that this is where we shape narratives. We strengthen partnerships. Most importantly, we instill confidence in what Indian real estate can achieve, especially when we dream big. Now, why Singapore? Because don't you think it's the perfect backdrop? I mean, it is a living case study of what visionary planning, robust governance, and of course, bold infrastructure investments can achieve. So while on the stage, we are going to discuss so many ideas and everything that goes into this very same direction. We thought this would be the perfect place for all of us to also experience the power of planning, of execution, and of innovation. So my dear friends, let's take inspiration from Singapore, the confidence of India's momentum, and let's together write the script of CREDAI NatCon 2025. Now, to mark the beginning of the inaugural ceremony, please join me in welcoming on stage with a very warm round of applause CREDAI Chairman, Mr. Baman Irani, CREDAI President, Mr. Shekhar Patel, CREDAI President-elect, Mr. G. Ram Reddy, CREDAI Secretary, Mr. Gaurav Gupta, CREDAI Treasurer, Mr. Ajay Patel, all other CREDAI OB members and CREDAI Events Committee convener, Mr. Deepak Patel. I request you kindly escort our chief guest, our guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Shilpak Ambale, to the dais. Now, we'd like to begin by expressing our heartfelt gratitude to all of our esteemed partners. Events like these are not possible without our partners. KNS title partner and preferred exclusive construction tech partner, Adani preferred exclusive cement partner, Jaqua preferred exclusive bath and light partner. We have Diecabs, our preferred exclusive cable partner, Dorset, our preferred exclusive locks, door and kitchen hardware partner. FarVision is our preferred exclusive ERP partner. Otis and Panasonic are our valued luxury partners. Great White, Life Fitness and Turi are our corporate partners. Converse Spaces, our technology partner. Ozone is our lunch partner. Anorak and Colliers are our knowledge partners. And BCA International Private Limited and Singapore Tourism Board are our supporting partners. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for our incredible team of partners who make CREDAI NatCon 2025 possible. Thank you very much. Thank you for being shoulder to shoulder with us, for making this vision come alive. Let us all rise wherever we are to honor the spirit of both nations as we play the national anthem of Singapore, followed by the national anthem of India. Please rise, everyone.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Chair. Thank you, everyone. Please take your seat. Time to begin the ceremony by lighting the very auspicious ceremonial lamp. We do this in the prayer that the flame of this knowledge and vision continues to guide all of us forward. I'd like to invite our dignitaries to please step forward to light this beautiful and this auspicious ceremonial lamp. And my dear friends, with that, we officiate the inaugural ceremony of CREDAI NatCon Singapore 2025. May I request you all to please put your hands together. Come on. Thank you. Thank you to all of our dignitaries for doing the honors. And it is now time for me to request the CREDAI leadership to felicitate our chief guest and guest of honor with a warm token of our respect and gratitude. And I'm going to invite all of you to please join us with a very warm round of applause for His Excellency Dr. Shilpak Ambule. Thank you very much, sir, on behalf of CREDAI and every person in the room. Thank you for taking your precious time and joining us here and making this so much more meaningful. Thank you very much. Please take your seat, gentlemen. You know, every successful convention is powered by vision, by passion, and this tireless effort that goes on behind the scenes for months and months. And the CREDAI Events Committee, along with the CREDAI leadership and the National Secretariat, they have been the driving force in ensuring that NatCon 2025 comes together in this beautiful grand fashion like it is. So to formally set the tone of this evening and to extend a very warm welcome to all of you, it is my privilege to invite forward Mr. Deepak Patel, convener, CREDAI Events Committee, to please share his thoughts with us.
Good afternoon, Namaskar, and a very warm welcome to each and every of you to the inaugural session of NatCon 2025 here in the vibrant Singapore. It is my great honor to open what I am proud to say is not just another NatCon, it's the biggest CREDAI NatCon ever in the history. With an encouraging participation from across the India and overseas, an unprecedented lineup of the star speakers, and the widest representation of the developers, policymakers, investors, and innovators. This NatCon is a landmark moment for our CREDAI family. At the very outset, it's my privilege to extend our deepest gratitude and warmest welcome to our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Shilpak Ambule, High Commissioner of the India to Singapore. Sir, your presence here gives us immense pride. You have been a bridge between India and Singapore, strengthening bonds of business, culture, and cooperation. On behalf of the entire CREDAI family, we thank you sincerely for gracing this occasion and blessing NatCon 2025 with your guidance and support. I would also like to extend a warm acknowledgement to our CREDAI leadership and esteemed dignitaries, Mr. Boman Irani, Chairman, CREDAI, Mr. Shekhar Patel, President CREDAI, Mr. J. Ram Reddy, President-elect, Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Secretary CREDAI, Mr. Ajay Patel, Treasurer CREDAI, and our past President, Mr. Raman Sastry, Shekhar Reddy, and Jakshay Shah. Along with entire office bearer team, member of executive committees, state and city presidents, and our committee and conveners and co-conveners. A special word of gratitude to Content Committee, led by none other than Dr. Advocate Harshul Chawla for his invaluable contribution in this curating the entire 3-day sessions. Without you, Harshul, is not possible. Your support has been truly instrumental and deeply appreciated. Friends, the success of this event doesn't happen overnight. Behind the scenes, months of tireless work have given in. Initially, this convention happens to be in Baku, but after what happens between India and Pakistan, we changed the destination. In the last 4 months, we changed the destination. Now we are in Singapore. a special mention. This event entirely designed and done by without any event committee. This entire support, the guidance of making NetCon 2025 is possible, not possible without the support of our national secretaries. Our next 3 days, we will hear an extraordinary lineup of speakers, eminent policymakers, visionary entrepreneurs, global investors, and even star personalities from beyond and real estate world who will inspire us with lessons in the leadership, resilience, and reinvention. This diversity of voices perspective makes NetCon 2025 truly historic. To our young professional and young leader, this is your stage. The future of real estate belongs to you. May you use this platform to learn, collaborate, and create innovation that shape the next phase of Bharat's growth. In conclusion, let me say once again, this is the largest, most ambitious NetCon we have ever held, and it reflects the power of our collection vision. Let us carry forward the inspiration in the 3 days and commit the building communities, cities, and opportunities that will define the soaring Bharat. I would like to acknowledge the support extended by the Singapore Tourism Board, especially Ms. Rebecca Young, for helping us with almost everything related to convention. I would also like to acknowledge the support extended by Building and Construction Authority International BCAI, especially Mr. John Tan for the support. We will exchanging the MOU with BCAI today. I would also like to extend the heartfelt gratitude to entire Marina Bay Sands team, including Anthena, Son, and Warnick, along with the Sand Expo and Convention Center team for this invaluable support and seamless arrangement that have made this edition of NetCon truly special. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all guests. Thank you all your support and sponsors. And above all, very special thank you, Mr. Silpak Ambule, for honoring us with your presence. Together, let's make CREDAI NatCon 2025 an unforgettable learning experience. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Mr. Patel, thank you so much. And clearly, you've steered CREDAI NatCon to be very, very grand under your leadership. So thank you for all of the effort. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of a chairman is not just to guide, but it's also to ignite ideas, to shape direction, and to build bridges to the future. Under his leadership, CREDAI has strengthened its position as the voice of the real estate sector. And together, we've taken Indian real estate to global forums and even engaged policymakers at the very highest levels. It is such an honor to now invite Mr. Baman Irani, Chairman CREDAI, to kindly share his thoughts with us.
Thank you. So, very good afternoon to each and every one of you. Come on, guys. Everybody just stand up 1 second. Please stand up. Please stand up. I think the guys in the back can't hear me. Please stand up. Thank you. Now clap. Now you can sit down again. Sorry about that. First of all, warm welcome to you. Sir, you are our chief guest, Your Excellency Dr. Shilpa Kambule ji. We've had some tete-a-tete while we were walking in over here, and I told you about CREDAI and the role of CREDAI, but I did not stress enough about what NatCon does, and this is our 23rd edition of NatCon, and we are having it in this beautiful city, Singapore, where there's so much of cultural similarity with the Indian populace, Indian people, and the fact that so many Indians have made this home. And like we discussed, the wealth of so many Indians have also made this home. So it's only apt that we are here today, and all my dear members, 1,200 plus of you all who are here today, I hope that we are able to go away from here learning a lot more about this city and about the way our future cities should be shaped. So very quickly, Marina Bay Sands, such a huge property, probably the largest convention centers. We've come here plenty of times in our, various, for various conferences, etc. I'm always amazed by this place. Everything just seems to work. The fact that today there are 1,200 of us out here, we've all got our housing in the hotel itself. We're literally able to walk right over here, should tell you what exactly is good planning, right? And this is what we should all aspire to do back home, because the generation of wealth is a lot more important than the creation of money. You all agree with me? And they say the generation of wealth lasts for generations. The creation of money might last only your lifetime, if at all it does. Otherwise, it could just vanish and go away. So what does Singapore do? Small city, state, country, as you call it, has managed to create an impact around the world by continuously having innovation in everything that they did. They brought in, world-class infrastructure as the first step. After that, they kind of integrated all the buildings together. Your entire transportation system. I mean, it was raining today, and I can tell you, I could seamlessly move from one end to the other end without having to carry an umbrella or even getting bothered that I'll get wet. Everything just seems to work. And this, while the government plays a major role, my dear friends, is your role and my role as developers. We need to look at what best can be done, and we need to aspire to do the same back home. We need to create world-class developments and buildings. We need to attract people back to our own home. Like His Excellency was telling me, that there is so much of the wealth from around the world, not only Indians. I mean, I just took a jab at all of us. But the fact is that Indonesians are here, Vietnamese are here, you name it. With 65% stamp duty being there for foreigners, you're still seeing no abatement in the buying out here. As a matter of fact, the spike, he told me, has stopped, but it's still plateaued. It hasn't come back down. Why do you think that happens? Why do you think that happens here? Why do you think that happens in Dubai? Because the developers out there have taken it upon themselves to build world-class buildings, buildings that will create awe and inspire people. Let me tell you, cities are known by the buildings that are made, the edifices that we create, by the kind of beauty that we create out of the developments that we do. This is exactly why the responsibility is on all of us over here today to learn, to take it back, to invite, and then create the same kind of infrastructure. And please believe me when I tell you this, there is a report that says by 2050, if I'm right, 2050, 60% of your population, our country's population, will live in urban spaces. That is a huge number of people that's going to migrate. We saw what happened in the last migration. Mumbai saw the, burnt end of it. We had too many slums coming up over there. Let us not repeat this. Let this not happen again. Let us go out there and create, build first. Let's invite them later. Let them all come and, reside out there. So let's work towards that. Now, very quickly, we are slated to be a $1 trillion real estate economy by 2030 when India reaches 5 trillion. Do you know what that number is going to be in 2047? India is going to be a $30 trillion economy. And what is real estate going to be in that? 5 trillion. Do you understand the potential that all of us in this room have? The ability or the roadmap for each and every one of us. Every one of us, including our families, those that work with us, have to put in a great amount of blood, sweat, tears, and I think a lot of cheer and happiness can also be infused in over there so that we create the cities of the future. Because when 60% of our country moves towards urban areas, you're going to need cities like this. You're going to need infrastructure that is going to be superb. Someone tell me when my time's up. And we've got to create more and more of great office buildings, more and more of great residential buildings. We've all seen in our cities, and you'll be surprised, sir, that in all our cities, people are moving towards premium housing. Everybody has an aspiration to move to something better, right? And why should we restrict them? Why should terminology like affordable housing be restricted at 45 lakhs? It should just be restricted to the size of the house. We should give people the opportunity of living their dream. And we are the first people who can do it. We are the ones that can create that dream, let them come and live that dream, and then, grow from there. They say you first make your home and then your home makes you. That means if we make small homes, our mindset will always be small. If we create shanties, we will not have a mindset that will go ahead and create, world-class infrastructure. Let us work within ourselves, by ourselves, with ourselves, and all of you out here. Let us over the next 3 days learn not only from this beautiful city, but also from each and every one of us, share best practices with each other. That is exactly the thing that we do at NatCon. We come together, we share ideas, we learn from all the esteemed panelists out here, we take back memories, we take back, great infrastructure stories, but most important, we learn what we do best amongst us. Good practices from across the country have to be emulated. I'm always very impressed, and those of you flying Singapore Airlines should see this video about housing that has been created by the Singapore government. 80% of this population lives in very affordable homes. And over here, I have a small input for each and every one of us. It is possible, in spite of the highest amount of taxes or levies put on our industry, to provide, if we do it first time right, efficiently, using the best materials, we can continually control the prices of our homes that we launch. And please understand, not everybody is going to become rich overnight, but that's okay. We need to provide good homes to these people at prices that are possible for them. Let us make smart cities. Let us include technology. There's so much of talk about AI, and you're going to hear some of it tomorrow. We've got people coming and talking about mythology. Let us learn from what was done in the past, how that integrates with the culture of our country, and how we can take that forward. Let us work towards, and let us thank the government for the amount of infrastructure growth that they have done. Railways are connecting the entire country. Airports are being created. Roads are being built so that people can land up from one place to another or at a much quicker basis. I've said this before. I'm sorry to bore you. But America first built the roads, and then the roads built America. This is exactly what's happening with us. We are all very, very fortunate that we are right here and we are able to kind of make the most of it. Your Excellency, I was telling you about the role of CREDAI. So CREDAI has about 13,000 plus developers from across the country. We are 250 plus cities that we are in, city and states, 21 states that we are in. The point that we have is we are continually sharing sustainable development, or all the points that the government wants to communicate to the larger developer fraternity, whether it is ESG, whether it is just creating affordable homes, whether it is just bringing people together and telling them what are the latest technologies in the world. We do that. But we also play a very important role. We go back to the government time and again. We submit papers, and we've done that extremely well in the last few years, I must say. We've created so many studied reports, and we will create more. We will show the government that we are the backbone of this industry, of the national GDP. We were, or we are, at about 6.5 to 7% of the GDP. We aspire to be 15% of the GDP. This will happen by your cooperation, your coming together, all of us being one. And I've said this before, especially the people in my city, there is no competition amongst you and I, right? Likewise, I say it to everybody in the country, there is no competition amongst all of us. The competition is with other states, other countries, and let us bring the best of the world over there. So towards that, we keep interacting with the government. And I must say, I am pleased as punch to tell you that the government nowadays does listen to the industry. Earlier, we know how the government used to function. It used to kind of come up with a plan and then everybody had to follow it. Now there's interaction. There's a lot more participation by our members, and I must say that it's worked out quite well. Guys, the next big challenge is going to be sustainable development, green development. The world is going through a crisis, if I may say that. And you and I, whether we like it or not, including the infrastructure business, adds about 26% of the carbon pollution to the planet. We need to continuously be aware. Doesn't matter how small or big the work that we do, no matter how big the challenge, we have to continually move towards sustainable development. I want to tell you, Singapore is another place where we can learn from, including precast, which is so big out here because the Singapore government does not like dust, etc., being created on the sites. So they actually cast their precast in Johor Bahru, and they kind of bring it or truck it right here. We need to understand that we will need to create this kind of infrastructure. For those of you that read the papers, I think you all must have, an article, at least in Maharashtra, would not have slipped you when the environment minister mentioned that almost 30% of the construction, she would be angling for going towards precast. Let us all gear up for it. Let us not wait for things to happen. Let us make them happen. Let us be the ones who create the path and then show the government the way that it can be done. I always say this one thing, we are doing probably a very yeoman task. When you give people food, they're happy for a day. You give them clothes, they're happy for a week, a month. But when you give people a home, they're happy forever. Likewise, a good office. And look at the amount of opportunities that have opened up. You've got data centers that have opened up as a great business for those of us that want to. You've got logistics businesses, that is warehousing, that's opened up. You've got senior living that's coming up in a big way. And my friend is right here, Vishal is right here, who's been doing it. We've got so many things happening for us, offices, IT parks, you name it, right? This is all huge opportunity for each and every one of us to make the most of. And I would recommend that we do it and we do it together, right? Let us collaborate. The spirit of collaboration is what will keep us growing faster and better. Let us not make the mistakes that somebody else has made by sharing those mistakes with everybody so that everybody is on the same page when they are doing something new. I want to state in the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, there should be a home, there should be a roof on every person's head, because a roof only does not promise them safety or security. It also gives them a place where their dreams can come true, where they can create memories, where there can be generational happiness and wealth created. Why don't we just understand that we can do it? And we are doing it. We only need to do it at a greater scale. You, me, all of us. And I like the words of Shantilal Kataria ji. He said, when the markets are good, don't take holidays, because you'll take holidays when the markets are not good. This is the time. Fold your sleeves, get down to it. Let's work together to build the nation of the future. And I must tell you, the next 3 days are going to provide us ample opportunities. But the one thing I observed, and for those of you that know, I'm also in the automobile business, there is a great amount of feel-good factor by the fact that GST rationalization across so many areas has taken place. There is truly a feel-good factor amongst the people. People are actually going to have first you have to feel good to spend the money, right? There's a feel-good factor amongst people, and they are queuing up to buy motorcycles. They will queue up to buy homes because they'll just feel good. The overall sentiment has improved. We can thank the government for taking this call. I wish we can do more, and we will keep appealing to them on our behalf, on our industry's behalf. But I think I've taken enough of your time. I look forward to interacting with all of you together, because together we can and we will make the Bharat of the future. And we will, with real estate rising, Bharat will continue soaring. With that, I'll end my address to you, and Jai Hind, everybody.
Mr. Rani, what a fantastic speech. Thank you so much for giving us a lot of food for thought and action at the very outset, and for also inspiring confidence in the future of our industry and our country. Thank you very much. Transitions in leadership bring a certain renewed energy and a brand new perspective. And our next speaker is someone who embodies commitment, vision, and also the spirit of collaboration that Mr. Rani was talking about. As the president-elect of CREDAI, he is very poised to take this organization into its next phase of growth, of innovation, and of global engagement. And it's time for me to welcome him forward to share his thoughts with us. Let's welcome Mr. G. Ram Reddy, president-elect CREDAI, with a very warm round of applause.
Today's chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Shilpak Ambule, our Chairman Bomani Rani, President Shekhar Patel, Gaurav, all my friends on the dais, and the past President Ms. Ramani Shastri, Shekhar Reddy, Jakshay Shah, all the senior leaders, EC members, and all the state presidents, city presidents across the country. Really very, very, very warm welcome to all of you. It's a wonderful day for us. So when Singapore was decided, someone was telling Singapore people have seen many times how the NatCon is going to be successful and all. And when pricing was decided, again pricing people were talking about it. But the efforts what the NatCon team, Deepak, Hari, Harshul, really you have done a great job, Harshul, Deepak, and all, great. Wonderful, excellent speakers. I think 2 days learning is going to be great for all of us. Power-packed sessions, I think almost 19 sessions. Every session is curated excellently. So entire credit goes to the team. And this time, as Deepak told, no external agencies being hired. No state has taken the charge of this. In spite of that, it has become a great success. Some good numbers came from unexpected from New Delhi. I think in NCR, really great. MCHI, then Odisha. I mean, these are the real. Otherwise, every time Maharashtra leads, I think Maharashtra South leads, but this time other cities also contributed excellently. So I'm very, very happy about this. NatCon is, I mean, great sponsors also. I want to mention here about the sponsors also. This time, I mean, everyone supported greatly. Thanks to all the sponsors who has made this event a great, great success. So about, I mean, our president already told about the 30 trillion economy by 2045. Yes, it's going to be really happening. So India is facing many challenges. You must be seeing, I mean, every day we watch about, every day one statement comes from the superpower. So, but in spite of that, the resilience what our government is going through, I mean, excellent. So we are sure of growing in a big way. Our GDP growth is going to be 7%. And in that, our real estate is going to be 15% contribution. So we are very, very proud of that. So this journey of Indian growth journey is nobody can stop. Nothing, I think, so the power of the population of India, the technology, what India has. So I think our growth, nobody can stop in the world. So everyone talks about the NatCon. So NatCon, I've been talking to all the developers who are not willing to come here. So how much knowledge it gives? We are spending a couple of lakhs of rupees, but the takeaway is great takeaway. So I've been attending every NatCon. So every NatCon, if you look at that, some takeaway will be there. If you invest, I mean, if you implement that into your organization, it's going to give multiple ways of success to us, organization and our growth. So I wish all the very best to all the people who have come here, and great learnings will be there definitely. And the Vikshit Bar is going to be really, really great. And I just want to mention about the Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, how they are emerging. So it start from Indore, Coimbatore, Ahmedabad, Surat, Lucknow, Jaipur, Kochi, Chandigarh, all these cities are doing greatly. And I mean, as the president and chairman mentioned, affordable house is growing, but even mixed segment, even luxury homes also is growing a lot. I think you must have seen how Hyderabad is growing the skyscrapers. I mean, the luxury of 15,000 square feet, 16,000 square feet apartments, and with a 20 crores, 30 crores apartments. The luxury segment also really doing good. And affordable, we have to really focus on affordable also. I think that some demands were there in the GST. GST reforms are definitely going to help us during whatever the decisions have been taken by the government of India. It's definitely is going to help us. Our cost of construction is going to come down. But anyway, the time will tell us how much is going to help us. But apart from that, we have some requests continuously about the input tax credit and landowner share. The responsibility has to be by landowner. But certain things are still in the making. We are continuously requesting, but we have to get prepared for that. So in spite of that, we should move on because we are continuously under leadership of Shekhar Bhai. So we have a great connection to all the offices in the national level. So we are putting best efforts. I think hopefully some better results will come. I think you must have seen during environment earlier, any changes, even the construction area is reduced also. We have to go for a EC clearance again. But now the order has come. So recently, a couple of days ago, so that we need not to go for EC again when the plan is same, or I mean, total built-up area is not exceeding, the FAR is not exceeding, we need not to go for this thing. So these certain things are, CREDAI National is continuously putting efforts, but talking to all the officers, and recently, even RERA also, some reforms are going to come. Recently, that minister has conducted the meetings. Our Gaurav, Rohit attended physically. We all attended, with a Zoom. So a lot of inputs were given by our CREDAI, then other associations also part of this. Hopefully some better results will come in RERA. So ease of doing going to take place. So, I mean, let us hope all the best, all the very best to all of you. Once again, congratulations, Team NatCon. So, all the very best to all of you. Thank you.
Mr. Reddy, thank you so much for your address and for inspiring confidence. Well, we have one of our OB members, Mr. Ranjit Naik Nawari, who has joined us on the stage. Let's welcome him with a very warm round of applause. And as you clap, I'd also like to invite our OB member, Miss Uzma Irfan, who has joined us in the room recently, to please make your way to the stage and join us here. Welcome, ma'am. Let's welcome Ms. Uzma Irfan with a very warm round of applause. And for all of our dear friends, our guests who are standing there at the back, we have quite a few seats to my right-hand side, to your left-hand side of the stage. Please make sure you take a seat. And now it is a privilege to invite someone who needs absolutely no introduction, our president. But I must admit that under his stewardship, we have become, and we are rather standing as a very strong, unified voice of India's developers. He's been working tirelessly to address industry challenges, also champion policy reforms and strengthen India's housing vision. Please join me in welcoming President CREDAI, Mr. Shekhar Patel, to share his address with us this evening.
पहले तो मैं एक प्रार्थना करना चाहूँगा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ये प्रार्थना है हमारे संस्कृति के लिए, ये प्रार्थना है ये नेटकॉन की सक्सेस के लिए, ये प्रार्थना है भारत की सक्सेस के लिए, और ये प्रार्थना है हम सब लोगों के सक्सेस के लिए। नमस्कार और वेरी गुड इवनिंग। श्री शिल्पक जी अंबुले, इंडियन हाई कमिश्नर टू सिंगापुर, मेरे फेलो डेवलपर्स, डिग्निटरीज, पार्टनर्स, सीनियर्स और भारत के कोने कोने से आए मेरे 1000+ डेवलपर्स, थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन। मुझे गर्व है आज आप सबके सामने मैं खड़ा हूं ये ग्लोबल सिटी सिंगापुर में अपने 2025 नेटकॉन के लिए। ये सिर्फ कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं है, ये क्रेडाई के लिए कलेक्टिव स्ट्रेंथ है, हमारी एम्बिशन है, हमारी यूनिटी है। इस साल का थीम बोल्ड है और विजनरी है, रियल एस्टेट राइजिंग एंड भारत सोरिंग टू बिकम अ $3 trillion इकोनॉमी इन 2047। 2047 मीन्स अभी अपने पास 22 ईयर्स है। 30 ट्रिलियन, आज हम $3.7 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी है। $30 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी बनने में हमको यहाँ से 10 टाइम का ग्रोथ करना है। और आप सब तो डेवलपर है, सबको कैलकुलेशन आता है। हम लोग तो बहुत ब्याज भरते हैं बैंकों का, तो हमको EMI भी पता है क्यूमुलेटिवली कितना बढ़ता है। तो 5 साल में तो डबल होता है, रियल एस्टेट में 3 साल में डबल होता है। तो इंडियन इकोनॉमी को 4 साइकिल मिलेंगे 5 साल के। तो 4 साइकिल में 3 का 6, 6 का 12, 12 का 24 और 24 का 48। तो मैं तो ऐसा सोचता हूँ $48 ट्रिलियन की भी हम इकोनॉमी हो सकते हैं। $30 तो होने ही वाले हैं। विकसित भारत का जो सपना है, वो विकसित भारत का सपना विदाउट विकसित रियल एस्टेट काफी डिफिकल्ट है। क्योंकि हम पास्ट में भी देखे, पिछले 15 साल 20 साल हिस्ट्री में भी हम जाते हैं, तो इंडिया का जीडीपी ग्रोथ तभी अच्छा रहा है जब रियल एस्टेट अच्छा परफॉर्म करता है। तो ओवरऑल इंडिया का पिछले 20 साल का एवरेज जीडीपी ग्रोथ 6% के आसपास है, और रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर का जीडीपी ग्रोथ यानी सेक्टर का आप ग्रोथ रेट देखो पिछले 20 साल का, तो तकरीबन 15% के आसपास है। तो इंडिया का जीडीपी जो है उसमें जो हमारा 8.5% का कंट्रीब्यूशन है डायरेक्टली, और इनडायरेक्टली हमारे इंडस्ट्री का मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट बहुत बड़ा है। इंडस्ट्री में 1 रुपया खर्चा होता है तो वो 3 से 4 रुपये मार्केट में एक मार्केट क्रिएट करता है, सीमेंट के लिए, स्टील के लिए, फाइनेंस के लिए, अदर इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए। तो जीडीपी का इम्पैक्ट जो हमारा है वो 25 से 30% जीडीपी पे हमारा इम्पैक्ट है। तो भारत को, मेरा मानना है, भारत को अगर विकसित भारत बनना है तो रियल एस्टेट को काफी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर को काफी मेहनत पड़ेगी, और हम सबको मिलके साथ में मिलके एक अच्छा सेक्टर बनाना पड़ेगा। इसको जो 15% का ग्रोथ है हमारा वो तो कंटिन्यू करना ही पड़ेगा, बट वी हैव टू इम्प्रूव इन दैट। तभी जाके भारत का जीडीपी 8% एवरेज पे आएगा, और तभी जाके इंडिया $30 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी क्रॉस करेगा। और जैसे बोमन ने बताया कि 2030 में हम $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी होने वाले हैं, और 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी, बोमन यू टेल के भाई 2030 में होंगे हम। पर दो चीजें हैं इकोनॉमी में, एक मार्केट कैप, तो मार्केट कैप लास्ट ईयर यानी 2025 में ही हमने $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का क्रॉस कर लिया है। सो वी आर ऑलरेडी a $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी, एंड 30 ट्रिलियन हमारे लिए आसान है, इसीलिए उसमें कोई मुझे दो राय नहीं लगती है कि $30 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी हो जाएंगे हम। और आज इंडिया में जिस तरह से रियल एस्टेट ग्रो कर रहा है सर, आपको बताऊं मैं कि रियल एस्टेट में पहले 8 सिटीज उस पे ही फोकस होता था, उसका ग्रोथ, उसमें ये हो रहा है, उसमें ये हो रहा है, वो 8 सिटी का ही डिस्कशन होता था। पर आज आप इंडिया में जब हम लोग जाते हैं अलग अलग सिटी में, तो टीयर 2 टीयर 3 सिटी में जिस तरह से ग्रोथ हो रहा है, वहाँ जिस तरह से डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, हमें लगता है ये मेट्रो सिटी को कभी भी ये पीछे छोड़ देंगे। तो टीयर 2 मेरा बहुत अच्छा रिगार्ड है ये टीयर 2 टीयर 3 सिटी के डेवलपर्स के लिए, और मैं चाहूंगा कि आप सब टीयर 2 टीयर 3 सिटी के डेवलपर्स के लिए एक बार जोर से तालियां बजाएं। लिखने के लिए ये भाषण में तो काफी कुछ लंबा लिखा हुआ है, पर मैं उतना बोर नहीं करूंगा आपको। तो रियल एस्टेट में 5 चीजें हैं जो हमने तय किया था, और सेक्टर को भी अगर ग्रोथ करना है तो ये 5 चीजों पे फोकस करना पड़ेगा। एक तो पॉलिसी रिफॉर्म्स, गवर्नमेंट में पॉलिसी एडवोकेसी करनी पड़ेगी और पॉलिसी रिफॉर्म चाहिए। सेकंड पॉइंट है अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग 2.0। तो ओवरऑल नंबर्स में देखें हमारा 8.5% का जीडीपी, तो आज के दिन में रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर इस अराउंड 28 लाख करोड़ का ओवरऑल सेक्टर है। एक साल में इतना बिजनेस होता है कंस्ट्रक्शन का। रीसेल का मैं नहीं गिनता हूँ, 28 लाख करोड़ का मार्केट है। उसमें से 80%, 75 to 80% इज रेसिडेंशियल, एंड रेस्ट ऑफ अदर थिंग्स जो 20% में आती है, रिटेल, कमर्शियल, और जो अभी नया नया सब चालू हुआ है वो सब 20% में आता है। तो उसमें सबसे बड़ा पोर्शन है वो अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग का है। कहने का मैं आ रहा था अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग पॉइंट पे। तो 22 लाख करोड़ का हाउसिंग मार्केट है, उसमें से तकरीबन, मीडिया जो भी समझता हो, पर मेरी आज की बोमन, हम डेफिनेशन सुधार लेते हैं ना, गवर्नमेंट ने नहीं सुधारी है। गवर्नमेंट 45 लाख कैप रखती है, हम 60 मीटर 90 मीटर गिनते हैं, तो उसका एवरेज 90 लाख आता है। 90 लाख इज अ अफोर्डेबल होम। तो वो डेफिनेशन के हिसाब से देखो तो आज भी 70% सप्लाई ऑफ हाउसिंग इज अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग। यानी ये नंबर करेक्शन करवाना चाहूँगा मैं मीडिया से, जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग में सप्लाई नहीं है, डेवलपर इस पे फोकस नहीं कर रहे हैं, डेवलपर को सिर्फ प्रीमियम हाउसिंग के पीछे ही लगना है, पर आज भी 70% सप्लाई इज अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग। इसका भी मैं ब्रेकअप दे सकता हूं, पर वो बाद में दूंगा। तो अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग को जब एक नया पॉलिसी, गवर्नमेंट को भी उसको ड्राइव करना है, तो एक नया पॉलिसी अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग 2.0 या हाउसिंग फॉर ऑल, जक्से भाई 2.0 लाना पड़ेगा आपकी सरकार को। थर्ड पॉइंट है सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ। बोमन ने बताया सस्टेनेबिलिटी के बारे में। स्किलिंग पे क्रेडाई का काफ़ी फोकस है अभी। और डिजिटल गवर्नेंस, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें डिजिटल हो रही है, गवर्नमेंट भी डिजिटल हो रही है। रियल एस्टेट में भी एआई का काफ़ी फास्ट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो रहा है। तो आई थिंक ये 5 चीज़ों पे फोकस करेंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कोई रियल एस्टेट को 2047 में $5 ट्रिलियन का रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर बनने में रोक सकता है, या भारत को विकसित भारत बनने में कोई रोक सकता है। हम जरूर विकसित भारत बनेंगे और रियल एस्टेट के कंधे पे विकसित भारत बनेंगे। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय विकसित भारत। थैंक यू।
सर, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। भारत का विकास और क्रेडाई की अहम भूमिका पर आपने संबोधन दिया। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका। थैंक यू वेरी मच। Ladies and gentlemen, as all of our speakers have said so far, collaboration has always been the cornerstone of progress at CREDAI, and this evening will mark an important milestone in strengthening international partnerships. To begin with, we will witness the officiation of the MOU between CREDAI and BCA International Private Limited. This MOU paves the way for cooperation in green building standards, in knowledge sharing, in innovative construction practices, bringing Singapore's expertise and India's vision, both of them together, for a very sustainable future. I'd like to invite on stage Mr. Heng Tek Thai, Deputy CEO, Building and Construction Authority, Singapore, and Mr. John Tan, Director, Corporate, BCA International Private Limited, Singapore, to kindly join our CREDAI leadership team on stage to officiate the MOU. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome. We'd like to photograph this moment and officiate the MOU and this incredible partnership. And I'd like to request our CREDAI leadership to felicitate our distinguished guests from BCA International with a token of appreciation on behalf of all of us. And let's have a thunderous round of applause, everyone. Mr. Tan, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Please take your seat and enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay, so we're celebrating the grandeur of CREDAI NatCon 2025 in this beautiful, vibrant city of Singapore. And so it's only fitting to pause and acknowledge those who have played a very vital role in making this event possible. I'm talking about one such partner who's truly stood with us with unmatched support. It's the Singapore Tourism Board. Their collaboration has not only helped us curate what we all are witnessing, a world-class experience, but also reflect the warmth and the hospitality that Singapore is known for across the globe. On behalf of CREDAI, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Singapore Tourism Board for being such an invaluable partner in our journey. I'd like to invite Singapore Tourism Board, led by Ms. Rebecca Yong, to kindly join us on the dais. And my dear friends, a thunderous round of applause is in order Welcome, Ms. Young. Welcome. A landmark exchange for this evening is in order after this, but right now, please put your hands together, everyone, for the honor that we have of this incredible partnership with the Singapore Tourism Board. Let's hear it once again. Thank you so much, Ms. Young. Thank you. Brace yourself, everyone, because what follows next is the second landmark exchange of this evening. We are very proud to announce the exchange of an MOU between CREDAI and Dorset. This is a collaboration that focuses on skill development, on the upskilling of the youth in hardware-related roles, creating new opportunities in the construction sector. May I invite on stage Mr. Rajesh Kumar Bansal, the Chief Managing Director, and Mr. Saurabh Bansal, Joint Managing Director of Dorset, to please join the CREDAI leadership team for the ceremony. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Bansal, Mr. Saurabh Bansal. We will now officiate the MOU. And my dear friends, this calls for a thunderous round of applause. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajesh Kumar and Mr. Saurabh. Thank you for cementing this partnership. In fact, I'd now like to request the team to play an AV that showcases the MOU signing. It highlights the enduring partnership between CREDAI and Dorset. Can we have the AV, please? Can we have the AV? Do we have it on standby? All right, I'm going to quickly check with my team. Okay, as we wait for that AV, like I said, we have a packed agenda and we'd like to make the very most of every minute of this inaugural ceremony. And so now it is time for one of the most awaited moments, because every landmark event is made even more meaningful when graced with the presence of leaders who embody the vision, the diplomacy, and that deep commitment that we're talking about that strengthens ties between nations. And so we're truly honored to have among us His Excellency Dr. Shilpak Ambule, High Commissioner of India to Singapore. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. And this would be an opportune moment for me to invite you forward for your special address, sir. Please, welcome.
Very good evening to all of you, organizers of NatCon, leadership of CREDAI, all the developers who've come from India. A very warm welcome to Singapore. I would just briefly touch upon what has been happening in the India-Singapore relationship. The past 1 year has been really very busy. Prime Minister Modi visited here in September of last year. And we decided to elevate the relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. This year marks the 60th anniversary of our diplomatic ties. It is also the 60th birthday of Singapore. Singaporean President Thurman visited India in January of this year on a state visit. He also visited the state of Odisha. And Prime Minister Lawrence Wong just recently last week was in India and paid an official visit and had a good interaction with our Prime Minister. With Singapore, we have a very unique political mechanism, which we call as the India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable. This was started in September of 2022, where 4 ministers from the Singapore side and 3 ministers from our side, namely our Foreign Minister, Commerce Minister, and Finance Minister, met for a discussion, spent some time together, and then on the sidelines we had the business roundtable, where top CEOs from both sides also met and discussed issues. And then both the business side and the ministerial side sat together over a meal and later on to find out what was discussed and what are the actionable points. So both sides found a lot of utility in that mechanism. So we had the 3rd round last month, and the ministerial roundtable has now expanded to 10 ministers, 4 on our side and 6 on the Singapore side. They not only discuss bilateral issues, but also global and regional issues of interest. So what they did was they identified 6 new areas of collaboration between India and Singapore. We started with the whole digital space, where we have a UPI and PayNow linkage. So we are trying to onboard banks. You will find that in some of the merchant outlets, our PhonePe and Google Pay and payment apps work. So we are trying to expand that to other merchant outlets and even more. The second area which we identified was the whole skilling space. We just saw an exchange of MOU on the skilling side. Singapore has mastered the art of skilling. Not every person who passes 10th grade wants to do a degree here. They go to polytechnics and ITIs in our parlance. So the load on the university decreases. But what they have done very well is the industry and the polytechnics collaborate very strongly. And the industry participates in designing the curriculum of the polytechnics. So people entering polytechnics or ITI have an assured job, and the industry gets a skilled workforce. So industry doesn't need to spend more time and resources to skill the persons. So what we are doing is we are trying to take help of Singapore and build similar skilling institutions back in India. Few states have done well, like we have a World Skilling Center in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, which has been built by the Singaporeans, and they're operating it right now. During Prime Minister Lawrence Wong's visit, we've decided to, they are helping us build the Center of Excellence for Skilling in Chennai, which will focus on electronics and manufacturing. The third area which we've identified is advanced manufacturing. Since a lot of Mr. Irani covered a lot of things about Singapore, I would just like to give you a few statistics as to where we stand. Singapore produces 10% of the world's semiconductors and 22% of the semiconductor equipment. They also do 33% of the world shipping bunkering, and they trade 3 times their GDP. Their port alternates with Shanghai as the largest container terminal port in the world. They are building one of the largest ports in the world, which by 2037 will be handling 65 million TEUs of container traffic, fully automated. They also have a well-integrated petrochemical complex called Jurong Petrochemical Complex. It was 4 islands, then they reclaimed it to 7 islands, and it's a big landmass now. And they have refineries, cracker units, and all the lower-end products, which contribute 7 to 10% of their economy. So we are trying to see what best practices from Singapore we can adopt back in India. The other area is the area of connectivity, both maritime and air connectivity. We've signed a green digital and shipping corridor. Singapore is very much keen to collaborate in the new green fuels which are emerging, like green hydrogen, ammonia, and methanol. We are also trying to see what best we can do with them. And the other 2 areas were sustainability and health. During this visit, we've expanded 2 more areas of defense security cooperation and the economic trade and investment fields. So all in all, the relationship is very good. We've signed a roadmap for the comprehensive strategic partnership, and we intend to deepen the collaboration in all these areas. One element which has developed well in the last 1 year is the collaboration with different states of India. We've had 6 state-level delegations coming in. 5 chief ministers have come in to pitch their state as an investment destination. And Singaporean companies and Singaporean investment funds like Temasek, GIC, and others are actively looking to expand their investments, their exposure, and their portfolio in India. Companies like Capital Land, Mapletree, Sabrana Jurong have increased their resources in India, both in terms of monetary resources and the people they hire. And they're actively looking at growing in different parts of India to expand their business. Their experience so far has been very good, and they intend to do more. And a lot of areas which are not directly related to housing, but indirectly related to developers, like logistics, warehousing, industrial parks, commercial real estate, business and IT parks. These are the areas where they're actively scouting for business and investment opportunities, and they really want to do much more with us in those areas. So all in all, the relationship is at a very good stage. We are very happy that such a large contingent from India has come here, and I do wish the conference all success. But having said that, I don't directly deal with the real estate sector, so my knowledge is not that deep, but I still have 3 or 4 points for you to take away. This convention center where we are doing this conference is built on reclaimed land. There's another building here called Marina Bay Sands. You see 3 towers. They are now starting to build the 4th tower. So that also is on reclaimed land. I see the NatCon symbol here has many iconic buildings of Singapore. You have the Marina Bay Sands, you have the Merlion, you have Gardens by the Bay, and you have the Singapore Flyer. These are all iconic structures built very recently in Singapore, and they are big tourist attractions. So I urge each and every one of you to strive to build such iconic structures in whichever part of India you are, which not only attracts tourists, but also kind of puts India at the global map. Second point I want to mention is both Marina Bay Sands. I think some of you are staying at Pan Pacific. There's another convention center called Suntec Plaza. It's celebrating 30 years today. As Mr. Irani mentioned, just look at the way they have kind of capitalized on the MICE economy. Look at the way the convention center has been built. It's very efficient. You have public transport connectivity at the bottom. You have a mall, you have a hotel, and it is run very efficiently. So since India is embarked on its journey for becoming a developed nation by 2047, we need many such convention centers back home in different parts of India. So I urge each one of you to have a look at that and see if such things can be replicated in tier 2, tier 3 cities everywhere in India. And that will actually give a boost to our economy. Third point, we were talking about affordable housing. Singapore, 80% of Singaporeans live in what they call as HDB flats. It's not exactly what we call as affordable housing, but this is government promoted affordable housing for their citizens. They come up with different designs, different plans. It's a good way for us to study and see what best practices we can take. Last but not the least, since our High Commission here is known for promoting this, I urge each and every one of you coming from different parts of India to promote what the government scheme says on one district, one product. We really have very good one district, one product gifts. So since either in India or wherever you're growing abroad, or whenever you're giving gifts to your clients, do make use of one district, one product. They're very good items, and it actually benefits the poor artisans in different areas of India who actually kind of are doing this art and continue to do it. On that note, I thank you for inviting me here, wishing your conference complete success, and I hope you go back 3 days later taking some lessons from Singapore, which we can replicate back in India, which will help develop our economy. Thank you.
His Excellency, thank you so much for highlighting how shared values, how robust economic cooperation, and even a common vision is what truly fuels collaboration. Thank you very much. We're very, very grateful for your presence and for your address. And now to conclude this memorable inaugural session, I'd like to invite Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Secretary, CREDAI, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Dr. Shilpa Kambule, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, members of the CREDAI leadership, partners, friends from the industry, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on the inauguration of CREDAI NatCon 25. At the outset, on behalf of CREDAI, I extend my deepest gratitude to our Chief Guest and Guest of Honor, His Excellency Dr. Shilpa Kambule, High Commissioner of India to Singapore. So we are truly honored by your gracious presence, and in spite of having a busy schedule, you are staying here for the entire duration. Thank you so much. Your encouraging words today and your steadfast support for Indian industries abroad give us great confidence as we expand our vision globally. Your presence has added immense value to the inaugural ceremony. I would also like to place on record our appreciation to our distinguished leadership, Mr. Bhaman Irani, Chairman CREDAI, Mr. Shekhar Patel, President, Mr. G. Ram Reddy, President-elect, Mr. Ajay Patel, Treasurer, and Mr. Deepak Patel, Convener Events Committee CREDAI, who has been working day and night since last 3 months for the successful organizing of the NatCon 25. Along with these, a special thanks to our team of office bearers on the dais, executive committee members, state and city presidents, committee conveners and co-conveners. Your collective guidance and vision continue to strengthen CREDAI's role as the voice of the real estate sector in India. When we have decided to do our NatCon in Singapore, a doubt came that we are doing it for the second time and in the same venue in Marina Bay Sands. We did our last NatCon here in 2011 in the same venue, Marina Bay Sands. But that time, the strong and decisive leadership of Shekhar Bhai came in between, and he said, it's not about the venue, but it's the strength that CREDAI brings for the members. And today, with the strong numbers we have, that is 1,100 plus delegates presence here, it shows that actually we put the trust and confidence on the CREDAI, and it's our unity that we stand for all of us. Let us give a round of applause for each and every of the developers who are standing here. A very special mention must be made of our international partners. The MOU signing with BC International PT Limited mark a significant step forward in building cross-border collaborations and knowledge exchange. A special thanks to Singapore Tourism Board, Mr. Edward Koh, Mr. Farhan, and especially Ms. Rebecca Young, who has been very instrumental in organizing this NatCon successfully. From the day we started off with our recce, she has guided us on every step and helped us in collaborating with the different vendors and partners here. To our sponsors, supporting partners, your belief in CREDAI and your continued support are invaluable. It is through your commitment that we can bring together an event of this magnitude. A special thanks to our media colleagues who have always helped in our endeavor in setting the right perception and highlighting the achievements of the work done by the real estate sector. Friends, NatCon 25 is the most ambitious in terms of star speakers, policy dialogues, and global representation. This record-breaking gathering is a testament to the trust and enthusiasm that our members and stakeholders place in CREDAI. Behind the scenes, a massive effort has gone into creating the seamless experience, and I express our heartfelt appreciation for the CREDAI Secretariat, especially Hari Bhanushri, who had taken complete ownership of the preparation and execution of NatCon 25. As Deepak ji has already mentioned, that this NatCon is done without the involvement of any external agency. The inaugural session has set the tone for what promises to be 2 days of rich dialogue, powerful ideas, great learnings, and inspiring stories. Over the coming sessions, you will hear from eminent policymakers, global business leaders, financial experts, architects, and staff personalities. As we step into the exciting agenda, I urge you all to actively participate, share your ideas, and make meaningful connections. In conclusion, let me once again thank our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Shilpa Kambule, dignitaries, sponsors, partners, CREDAI leadership, and most of all of you, our delegates. Together, we are not only celebrating the success of our industry, but also laying the foundation for a brighter, more sustainable, and globally connected real estate sector. Thank you once again for being part of this historic inaugural. CREDAI hai to bharosa hai. Jai Hind.
Mr. Gupta, thank you so much. You know, whoever said that it takes a village to build events like these was absolutely spot on. What a fantastic event for the community, by the community. We officially conclude the inaugural ceremony of CREDAI NatCon Singapore 2025 with a thunderous round of applause once again.